What is the state of play right now in broadcast, cable, and digital? How is convergence happening? We keep hearing about convergence for the past N number of years. Are we there yet? Where are we?
We're not there. We're getting there. That was, so 2 years ago when I started off this work, the North American Broadcasters Association had a strategic planning session. And two key areas that came out of that was, file-based interoperability is still a problem, and our workflows are evolving, so it's going to get much worse. And so the getting much worse problem is really interesting in that, initially people started out with a group that did broadcast, another group might do VOD, and another group did online, and they just kept adding on and adding on. Those workflows need to converge within the organizations, and what's interesting is to see the online experience driving the quality upwards, right? People don't think about that, but the requirements for some of the online services now are much higher than they ever were for broadcast. And it's a problem to have all the separate deliverables. So what we're trying to do is aid the industry in creating a single workflow where you take in one product, and from that you create all of the other elements in a more automated and higher quality way.
I think that convergence is at a few different stages depending on what piece of the overall workflow we're talking about. From a planning perspective, I definitely think agencies have been and always will be thinking about how to take their premium creative and put that in front of the consumer no matter what screen they may be looking at. The systems that they're using to do that planning, the video converged planning, vary. Some have in-house solutions that work great for them. When it comes to then executing the buy, that's where we start to see a lot of synchronicity. We still have plans that are stood up and executed in an online specific space, separate executions that might be sent to particular premium OTT direct publishers, and the execution gets into a trouble because not everyone is on the same advanced standards that we have today around VAST 3 or even VAST 4. So you end up with a piece of creative, the thing that matters the most, getting handled in a variety of different ways, coming from a variety of different locations, and getting a sometimes subpar experience for the consumer depending on which ad asset was put onto my gigantic, awesome TV screen. And from a measurement perspective, things are all over the map still. I mean, we're making strides, but the GRP is how video is measured. And there are still platforms where it's very difficult to get to a unified GRP measurement, and I think that needs to change.